Hey guys, I'm Dan and welcome back to the basement Dino Dungeon. Today we will take a look at our reptiles collection, okay? Only the crocodiles and only the Komodo dragons, okay? So let's have a look at this book together, which contains some facts. At the same time, it also has 4 figures. And let's take a look at our collection as well. So let's get started. Alright guys, so let's begin by taking a look at our first figure from the box. What do we have here? Alright, I think this is an American alligator. You can see all 4 legs are pretty high up, and it is basically a very huge reptile. And speaking of American alligators, I think we should have some facts about, this alligator in this little book right here. I love to take a look at all these books because it actually contains some figures as well as a little booklet that has plenty of facts about this beautiful reptile. So let's have a look at the first page right here, okay? Maybe let's begin with the green iguana. Green iguana spend much of the time in rainforest canopies. We have a green iguana right here. This is exactly the same as the one in this book. And let's take a look at this. Descending from trees mostly to lay eggs, mate, or climb a different tree. That is very cool, alright? So this is basically our green iguana for you right here. Next, let's have a look at this one right here. Is this a crocodile or an alligator? I'm not too sure. Let's have a read right here. Unlike mammals, reptiles are cold-blooded. They must seek shade to cool down or sun to warm up. A nice muddy swamp is a great place for an alligator to chew out. So that is an alligator, okay? And speaking of alligators, I think we should have a couple of alligators in our box. But these two right here, they are not alligators, that's for sure. Let's place them right here first. But what do we have right here? This is basically Birdie, the alligator. It is the mascot for this brand, which is known as Safari Ltd. And I think this is another alligator, but it is actually a baby. So alligator babies actually have stripes across their body like this one right here, okay? Let's have a look. Yep, that's right. 2022 Safari Ltd figure, alligator baby. Super cute and adorable. Let's place them right here. And let's move on to the next page, okay? What do we have right here? Veiled chameleon, I think. Okay, not exactly a veiled chameleon. Let's see. Okay, I think we have found the exact same figure. I mean, just take a look at this two right here. The photo and the figure, they look exactly the same. And let's have a look at the name of this figure. Yeah, that's right. I was not wrong. The veiled chameleon. Some varieties of chameleon may defend a roost site during courtship and mating periods. To discourage intruders, they use defensive features like puffing out their throats or waving their horns. So the throat right here and the horns. Where are the horns? I think this one has the horn. Yep, not this one. The horned chameleon, guys. This is the one that has the horns. Okay, let's place them aside first and let's move on to the next page. This basically covers the turtles, the sea turtles, but we don't have any sea turtles in today's box. It is actually in a different reptile box. So now let's move on to this one right here. Most reptiles are independent from birth. They are able to hunt and care for themselves. Some crocodiles provide little care for their hatchlings while others guard their nest and scare off predators. So right here, we have 2 really beautiful crocodiles in our collection. They are both from Safari Ltd. You can see the sculpt is actually the same, but they have different paint scheme. One which is more like a mustard color, and one is basically a dark green color crocodile. Okay, let's do a very quick comparison, between the crocodile and the alligator. So if you take a look at this, the snout is actually quite rectangular as compared to this, which is a lot more slender. And the slender one is basically the crocodile. Now let's move on to the next page. Now we have the fruit neck lizard. We have 2 of them in our collection, if I'm not wrong. Let's have a look. So have a look at this, the fruit neck lizard right here, and this is another one. So we have two of them. One is a small version and one is a bigger version. And this one, if I'm not wrong, is from Science and Nature, and this is from Collectate. Beautiful. Let's have a read at what it says about its frill. Reptiles display an incredible array of adaptations and behaviors that increase their ability to survive in the wild and discourage predators. So, yep, that's right. They will actually open up their frill. It will actually make them look bigger to scare away the predators. Very cool, very smart, and very intelligent, I feel. The frill neck lizard sports a white cape, which is this frill right here, which unfurls in a response to threats. Surprising and stylish. I think it means uncurls. I'm not too sure. Yep, so this is actually very, very cool. So without being intimidated or agitated, the frill is actually, close to the body. Yep, very, very awesome. Now we move on to more chameleons. Chameleons change color according to factors like light and temperature, as well as emotions like fear or triumph. Contrary to popular belief, they do not change the color to match the background. I didn't know that. I always thought the iguana would actually change the color to, camouflage themselves and to blend in with the surroundings. So this is actually quite an eye-opener for me, that's for sure. Now let's move on to the next one. We have some snakes right here, but we will not touch snakes today. Okay, so we have another alligator, and this one is a white alligator. And this one, like what I've mentioned, is a veiled chameleon. It has a very long tongue and is very sticky at the same time, and is able to capture insects very well. Alright, here we have a Komodo dragon. Komodo dragons, they can be found in Indonesia. Alright, I think we will be touching on a lot on Komodo dragons later on. Crocodiles help prevent the overpopulation of certain fish species in wetlands and coastal regions, contributing to a healthy aquatic ecosystem. So they play a very, very important part in keeping some fish population in check, which is kind of cool. Alright, let's not take a look at this because this talks about turtles. We might talk about the turtles in our next video, okay? Let's see what else we've got. Yeah, Komodo dragons. Like what I've mentioned, guys, Komodo dragons is actually one of my most favorite reptiles. We do have another one right here, very beautiful minifigure. We also have a crocodile right here, and this one is the Gila monster, which we will talk about it more in the later pages. So let's pick one fact to take a look. Crabby Komodos. Komodo dragons fight a lot, especially during mating season when males compete quite fiercely over who will have the right to approach a female. Wow, that is actually extremely competitive. So they will actually fight against each other, to see who will actually triumph and who gets the right to seek a female companion. So we have two Komodo dragons right here. This one right here is actually from Safari Ltd 1997. That is quite some time. So this is actually 27 years old. Yep, and this figure right here, it's from Safari Ltd as well, also from 1997. So we have two, similar figures. You can see the sculpt are exactly the same, just that the paint scheme is slightly different. Alright, very cool. Let's move on. Let's have a look at this. What do we have right here? Horned lizard. You can see it has multiple horns at the back of its head, which makes it known as the horned lizard. Here we have this is a crocodile. Everybody knows it. Okay, you can see the snout is very narrow. It is not rectangular like this one. Okay, this one should be a crocodile as well. Let's try to find an alligator. Do we have more alligators? Don't think so. This is another crocodile mini version. This one is known as a Caiman. It is a very small species of a crocodile. It can be around a meter long, okay, which is kind of small for a crocodile. Okay, so this one right here, it's the alligator. So we can see the snout is very rectangular as compared to the crocodile, which is extremely narrow right here. Alright, alligator versus crocodile, you can clearly tell the difference. Alright, let's move on to the next page. Black mamba is basically a snake. Let's have a read about this snake right here. Many people consider the black mamba to be the world's deadliest snake. Fortunately, it is quite shy and usually avoids conflict. In the absence of antivenin, its bite is fatal within about 20 minutes. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Saltwater crocodile. I think we do have one, which is the small little figure that I've shown you guys just now. This is basically the saltwater crocodile. We also have another one right here. This is a Nile crocodile, I beg your pardon. So saltwater crocodiles are the largest living reptiles in the world. They can grow to be over 20 feet long and weigh above 2,000 pounds. They are excellent swimmers and live for around 70 years. That is actually a very long lifespan for an animal, of course, not considering the tortoises and the turtles. They are often hunted by floating. They often hunt by just floating below the surface of the water and waiting for prey to come and drink. Yep, this is how they actually ambush the prey. With one thrash of their powerful tails, they can leap into the air, sink the teeth into the prey, and drag them into the water. Very, very cool, that's for sure. Gila monster right here. We have only one Gila monster in our entire collection. The Gila monster, which is a large venomous lizard, I beg your pardon, that lives in North America. It wants predators to stay away by opening its mouth very wide. It is called gaping. So they basically open their mouth in a very, very wide angle to scare off predators. Alright, let's see what else we've got. Oh, this is actually the last page of this reptile book. It is a small book, but highly educational. I actually enjoy reading it, okay? But we still have a couple of figures to cover. So what do we have right here? Bearded dragon. So this reptile right here basically gets its name from this beard-like looking feature around the face. Very cute little lizard. You can see it has plenty of colors. But speaking of colors, there's none other than the collared lizard. It actually has plenty of colors: black, turquoise, orange. If you flip it over, you can even find a small tint of yellow, white as well. Beautiful lizard. Collared lizard it is known as, and perhaps one of the most colorful, if not the most colorful lizard out there. Now we take a look at another white alligator. Alright, this is another white alligator. You can see the snout is extremely rectangular. It almost looks like a rectangle, except it has a small tapered snout right at the end, but not as tapered as the crocodile, that's for sure. And speaking of narrow snouts, I think there is none other than the Indian Gharial. This species of crocodile basically has the narrowest of all snouts out there. It is very thin. It actually reminds me of, the Ganges river dolphin because of its long and narrow snout. Next, we have another. What is this? Let's have a look. Crested Gecko. Okay, I haven't seen this figure for quite some time, and I don't have much facts about this lizard, but you can clearly tell the name actually comes from this crest on top of his head. Alright, next up we have another. I'm not too sure what this is. It's probably a thorny devil. Probably. But it doesn't look like this one right here, so it could be a inaccurate representation of the thorny devil, or it could be a bearded dragon as well. This is basically the thorny dragon. This little bomb right here, it is actually a false head. So if it actually encounters danger, the thorny dragon will actually hide its real head by bending it downwards to expose this. So this one basically protects it from predators attacking him. Another bearded dragon right here. This is probably another bearded dragon as well. So these two are bearded dragons. So you can see this is basically my collection of lizards and crocodiles. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, because I definitely enjoy reading this book and going through my small collection with you guys, okay? If you enjoy this video, just give it a thumbs up. and I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to subscribe, give it a like button, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one, okay?